those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Ty. I'm a six-figure Amazon seller. I work with Nepeto to help kind of make content, go through the features, and kind of help new Amazon sellers out. So here we're going to see, for those of you that haven't used Nepeto before, hopefully you guys have all used Nepeto. You're going to see, so I'll go to the homepage for those of you that haven't used it. We've got the retail tab, distributors and wholesale. Retail is going to be like most of your OA stuff where all that's going to go through. That's going to be stores like we'll see some of the suppliers right here. This is going to include, Academy Sports. They're really good for like Nike stuff, apparel, Ace, Acme Tools, Barnes & Noble, Bed Bath & Beyond, VitCost, super big, Walmart, Target. So we'll go through the suppliers in a second. I'll just run through this. So you sort through how many offers, how many sellers are on the listing. Normally I put about 3 or 4. I'll put 4. ESR, that's your best sellers ranking. You want it to be lower. Lower is better. That's going to sell quicker. For today, we'll just say anything under 100K, so we could kind of get a good idea of a variety of different products. ROI, we'll say 30, and then we'll stretch it up until we'll keep it open. Normally, I limit this to 60 to avoid any products that are going to be any products there may be issues with. Usually stuff that's super high ROI. There's either a big spike in offers and it's not going to be sustainable, or there's something else with it. But for today, we're going to go to 100. We're just going to see, so you guys get a good idea what we're looking at. Price, honestly, as long as it isn't too expensive, you're going to be good. The main reason you want to avoid stuff that's too expensive is on returns, you're going to really get, it's really going to be unfortunate for you because you saw an item that's 150 bucks, you get a couple returns and, it really adds up. So we'll just limit this to 40 bucks, right? And then category wise, we'll leave it open. Here, this is the pro plan. So in the pro features, you'll see you could export everything to a CSV, to a spreadsheet. You could filter by profit. So if you only want stuff that's going to be, you want stuff that's at least a $3 minimum profit, we're going to put 3 there. And then if you want stuff that you want to look at the newest items that were just loaded in, sort by found time. This is really cool because you see the stuff that literally just got put into the software. You can see right here, this was literally, it's 5:07. This was just put in 2 seconds ago. This is a smaller profit item, but here, like I'll just click on it and show you, for example, rubber face brushes. Okay. This is sold by a third-party Amazon seller or a third-party Walmart seller. I would just, when you're buying from these people, just double check the reviews. Like this person's reviews are iffy. I would just make sure you're getting it from a good seller on Walmart. But we'll go into some quality products here. So here you can sort through. This will just erase all your filters and restart them. This is just making sure Amazon isn't on the listing. If you show NA, it'll take off any products that it couldn't get the data on, like for the Amazon fees. We'll leave that unchecked. And then here is the hide button. To do essentially what the hide button does is no one else can see the product because you hide it. So for example, if I wanted to hide this $2 a week and then no one else could see it, you're not going to risk anyone coming on your listing and taking some of that profit away from you. So advanced data, this is essentially similar to Keepa here. There's going to be a Keepa graph, and it's really trying to kind of summarize all the data you need from Keepa, SellerAmp, all in one place. These are the sellers. Information here, if Amazon sells it, estimated monthly sales. And then category, obviously, if you're only on gated in certain categories, you could select the ones you're on gated in. So for now, let's go into taking a look at some products. So let's look at VitCost. I mentioned VitCost briefly earlier. So we'll go to VitCost. The reason is VitCost. I don't know how much, let's see. I was just sourcing on VitCost. VitCost has a deal. It's a catch-all, it's an email code. I think it's 20% off or 15% off. You'll see it on the top up here. Email sign up, 20% off when you sign up with email. So for this, I would put your email in here, get the 20% off code, figure out what a catch-all is. I think I have a video where I went over catch-alls on Nepeto's YouTube channel. And you're going to make multiple emails and you can keep using this 20% off code. So that's what makes VitCost so good. So what we're going to do here is find items that are just at VitCost. So I selected VitCost, hit save. And then we're going to go to ROI. We're going to go minimum 30, max 100. BSR, we'll go 100, we'll go 50. If there's not a lot, then we'll go back. We'll go up to 100. 4 sellers. All right, and everything at VitCost is pretty cheap. Ready? Okay, so first we have this product right here. Oh, let me add in, you see this is $1.55, so I'm going to add in the profit, filter by profit. I'll change it to $3. That way, when you have stuff that has, you have to deal with prep costs, prep center, stuff like that, then you want to make sure that you have a minimum dollar amount on there so that it doesn't get rid of all the profit. If you sell an item with $1.50 profit and your prep costs are about $1 and then inbound shipping costs and so on, your profit's almost completely gone. So VitCost, so we'll click on this. This is a date syrup. So right here is going to show the supplier link. Right here is the Amazon link. So 1835. We could see it's being sold by an FBM seller right now. Let's take a look at the Keepa. We see right here, we're seeing a sharp spike in offer count. This is going to be a problem later on because we're going to see a drop in price. But let's take a look at this listing, see what our cost is going to be. Organic pure date syrup, 12 ounce. Always make sure it's the same one, same listing. $7.59. So we're going to do it. They have free shipping above, I think it's $50 or $100. So $7.59, and we're going to assume we're going to say you're going to a tax-free prep center, just for this example. $7.59, and then we're going to subtract that 20% off that you'll get from the email code. That would put our buy cost at about $6.07. Obviously, if you have tax, that's going to be about $6.50. So put that in here, 607. It's currently FBMing at 1835. We don't have FBA sellers at the moment, which is something to look out for. A lot of times you want to make sure you have an FBA seller. But you could see that it's being sold to FBM successfully right now. It shouldn't be too much of a problem, but ideally you want some FBA sellers on here, but we're just going to take a look, seeing what we got on here. 607, selling for 1835. This is very high, but the reason this is very high is we're going to see a drop off. These offers, if they keep going like this, or even as it sits right now, we're going to see a drop off in price. So we're seeing 478, 79% profit. This would be an item that may be good short term. We're going to go to offers. This is how I distinguish the velocity of an item. I go to the Keep Offers tab. So I'm going to show you 2 ways of doing velocity. So first off is looking at seller amp, 2,900, and then that's for all of the variations. There's multiple variations on here. So we're going to go to variations, and we're going to go to ratings, and we see that the 12-ounce bottle, which is the one we want to sell, gets 12% of the ratings, and there's 2,900 sales. 2,900 times 12%, that's about 300 monthly sales. So from that calculation, there's 300 monthly sales. Then we look at how many people are competitive. Ideally, we look at competitive FBA sellers if there's FBA and FBM, because FBA will get prioritized over FBM. We'll look at people within 5% of this price. So we could see 1, 2, 3, 300 sales a month, 3 competitive sellers. That's one way you could look at it. Another way to look at it is Keep Offers tab. that usually shows better velocity, and going through that route, we see it's much less, 15. So this item, it's not great, mainly for velocity aspect from the Keepa, and we'd like to see more FBA sellers on this. So let's take a look again. Let's see what else we got here. 82% ROI. This is actually, I think, a Frontier co-op product, which if you guys haven't been on Gated in grocery, I highly recommend you go to Frontier Co-op Wholesale, and you could get your 10 units. Just buy some oregano. It's $4 a unit. And this is actually looking like a really great product. So 334 sales a month. We've got some FBA sellers on here. We've got a relatively flat Keepa. We've had a spike recently. So obviously we're going to see what the profit is here as well. But overall, it's looking really good. Let's check the price. Let's see what we're going to get it at VitCost for. $5.39, 16 ounce, 16 ounce, coriander seeds, coriander seeds. Okay. So like I said before, 20% off code. We're assuming you're going tax-free. Even if you're not tax-free, this is still going to be a good item. 539 times 0.8, 423 a unit, and we're selling for 22. It's a crazy product. By all means, feel free to go ahead and if you guys want to list this product, I don't know how many people are in here, but if only a few you take action on this, I'm sure it's fine. If you all decide to sell it, you may see a drop in price. But as it sits, the margin is absurd on this. Let's just make sure we're not missing anything. When you have high ROIs, you want to make sure you're not missing anything. So 1 pound bag, Frontier organic bulk whole coriander seeds. Okay. Frontier crop whole coriander seeds. Okay. Let's double check. There's no difference between the organic and the traditional ones. Frontier crop coriander seed whole organic. Let's just duplicate this tab real quick. And then after this, I'll get into some more information about exciting things happening with Nepeto. All right, so we've got 2 different coriander seeds. Okay, so this one is the organic one. So always double check here. But I still think this is going to be good for us. If you have something that's over 200% ROI, be very cautious and double check what you're looking at. 11.89, I actually feel much better knowing that this is more expensive because it's less suspicious and it could be more sustainable for us. 9.51. Okay, and that's less than half the cost, so we should be fine. Let's see. $5 is 21.95. Of course, we'll address what we just saw. So as it sits, we're looking at $3.58 a profit, 38% ROI. But also, it's a big difference. You want to make sure you're not going to sell the normal ones instead of organic, because people that buy organic buy it for a reason. So that's something, those are the type of people that would notice something like that. So at 21.95, we're at 38% ROI. We've had a spike recently. We're going to look at the 90-day average. 90-day average is $15. We know that if we were to go down to $15, this is what I'll do. We'll be in the red. So ideally, we're gonna look at what the future of this listing looks like. So we're seeing a slight spike. We rest at about 13, 14, 15. Buybacks is staying around 20, 22, 21. You may be able to sell some at this price point. You may be able to sell some at this price point. Yeah, but anticipate a decrease in price because we're seeing a decrease here. Let's go into grocery from other sellers. So let's double check this one real quick. VitCost, 2-pack, 2 ounce, $9. 20. Okay. Foaming hand soap, 2 refills, $8.99. $7.19. This is the exact same product. We can tell because there's nothing fishy about this listing. Okay. 1980, 74% ROI, 532 profit. One thing to look out for on this one, you got to look at everything as a detective. Okay, at the beginning, you want to be optimistic about everything because you want everything to work. 161-day sale history. We want this to be longer because 161 days is kind of looking at a stock that just IPO'd. If a stock has no history, it's hard to tell what it's going to do. And we can see very choppy price action. This is likely due to low velocity. Let's see. Yeah, we're seeing low velocity on this. So you could probably you might be able to sell some units. This dude has an absurd amount of reviews. These people have less reviews and they're selling, a couple here. These people might not be selling any. So you got to look at everything like a detective. All right, so let's go away from VitCost. We took a look at it. We'll look at this one, and then if this one doesn't work out, we'll go to Target, or another grocery company. So Nepeto is going to curate all the information. You need to build up your own senses when sourcing of sorting through stuff. It may be at face value profitable. Then you got to make sure that it checks all your personal boxes. Okay, we'll see this one. Huge velocity. This lady's taking all the sales. So here, we're gonna not filter through just VitCost. We're gonna go to every single store. And we want to find stores that have ease of purchase. Because if you buy a bunch of stuff from Target, if you spend like 20 grand at Target, you'll eventually get banned. But it is good while it lasts. Hibbett Sports, HIBBE. If you guys want to sell Nike, Hibbett Sports gives insane coupons. And whenever they're out of stock, then they'll give you another coupon. And you could just keep doing that until you have a bunch of coupons and until they suspend your account. So we're going to go here. We're going to take a look at only grocery products. Okay. And let's see. Farm and Fleet is good because they are a tax exempt. They accept tax exemptions. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. We could see Amazon is on this one. My bad. Let me check. Let me make sure this is checked. So Walmart, very good ease of purchase. So we'll see right here. 978 being sold by Amazon themselves. I mean Walmart themselves. 24.55. Okay, so the profit should check out because we're at less than half the cost. Now we need to look at velocity. We're seeing a little bit of scarcity on this Keepa. 26. So the reason I clicked this historical is it's going to include everyone that sold it but sold out. So this is going to show the accurate 1 month sales. So we could see 13, 12, 1, and then it doesn't keep all the data for everyone. And then according to SellerAmp thinks there's about 35. So 35 and 30. Very low velocity. You're looking at 978. So it's about 30% ROI. Yeah, not super worth. You may sell some, but let's take a look at Target. And this is also comes down to for why we see a lot of these being low velocity is right 100,000 BSR. So we're gonna go below 50 and then see Fleet Farm, same company as Farm and Fleet. Sam's Club is good for a lot of stuff. The problem is your stuff is going to be heavier. It's going to be a lot heavier, and it's going to affect. This is actually being sold by the manufacturer, Louisiana Fish Fry, right here. This is going to be a meltable product. So eventually, April, let's see, 379. Ooh, 1 second. I think I like this. Cool. All right, so here we go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking turkey. All right, so this is a 13-ounce bag, hard candy, awesome reds. Awesome Reds, Jolly Ranchers, 379. Selling for 14.49. We see a flat keepa. Super flat keepa. High volume because we see it's close together. Little wonky price action. Don't really like that, but it's still staying relatively flat. Data offers include historical. We're looking at 645 sales a month. We could compare this to SellerAmp. I don't like SellerAmp sales estimates, but we're at 248. Still very good. Take a look at competitive sellers. 1449. Let's see how far back. Let's see. 1362 is up to who we're competing with. That's who we'll calculate the competitive sellers off of. We need to be within 5%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. And this says 645. I would say 645. But we'll run 645. I think we said there's 8 sellers. That gives you 80 sales a month. We go off SellerAmp. That gives you 31. 31 is likely more of accurate guess, but you really don't know until you test buy it. So now we got to calculate the profit. It's 14.49. We got to get this for pretty cheap, 379. We're gonna add a bunch to cart. We're gonna add, these are super cheap, so we're gonna go 20. Add it to cart. I'm going to stop sharing so I don't dox myself on accident. 1 second. Oh, 1 second. Whoa. All right, guys, I'm going to share my screen and show you what happened here. They must have a glitch on their site right now. The shipping is not $2,600. I don't know why that happened. 1 second. Always double check your shipping. Most sites should have free shipping. Proceed to checkout, guest checkout. Yeah, it thinks the shipping is $26,000. All right, so let me go back here. So we're going to, knowing that Fleet Farm or Farm and Fleet has free shipping above a certain amount, and the site's being super goofed right now. We know that these are selling for $379. Of course, if there's taxes in there, we could just round this up to, we'll round it up to 4. We're gonna have less than $3, right, just above $3 in profit. 316, 79% ROI. Well, this doesn't even buy box. 14.49, 115%, 115% ROI, 458 in profit. Super solid product. Sell this all day long. It is multiple, the time for multiple products. It's deadline. April 14th. So if you want to sell this, you've got a couple months, because then they're going to start sticking to each other in the warehouse and they're not going to let you sell them. So super solid product. I love it. Now we'll do the math. 458. If you sell 80 a month, or 31 at that conservative rate, you're going to make 150. If you sell it at the more aggressive estimates of the 80 a month, then you're going to be making about $400 off this. This is one product. Do what I just did. Let's see, how long was this? We did that for about 25 minutes, 25 minutes to find an actual solid product. All right. Sometimes you'll hop on it and you'll find super stuff good right away. The other items I looked at, you could still sell them. Those are going to be the ones that the ROI starts off good and they start tapering down. And then it's kind of a one hit. Like you get it, you sell it, and you're done. You don't sell it again. Ideally, you want to see stuff that has long-term strong keeper graph. That has, you want to look at least at the year or all-time keeper. And then you'll be able to get a good, you see, okay, it's always been pretty flat. So that's what makes that a great product. And then if you wanted to look, these are the Frontier Co-op ones we're looking at. Target, Walgreens has a lot of BOGO deals, so just keep in mind the places that have sales. VitCost has a catch-all. Dick's Sporting Goods has a catch-all. Walgreens always has like BOGOs, BOGO free, BOGO half off. We'll take a look. These are jelly beans, so this is a seasonal product. Seasonal products have their place, but you know. So that's how you go through and find a product using Nepeto. Here you could check if you're gated. You just need to be logged into Seller Central. You could check if you're gated. Get redirected to Keepa right there. Report a mismatch if something doesn't make sense. And you get 50 mismatches, then you get a free subscription to Nepeto. So if you were to go through and click everything that doesn't make sense, then you get a free subscription. I think there's currently 150,000 leads in Nepeto. So there's a lot of leads to go through. And like any sourcing strategy, you're just going to have to spend some time on it and get the hang of it. It's just a tool, right? So a tool is going to help you do the job of finding and picking products. But it's kind of gamified because you want to keep clicking these and seeing which ones are going to work for you. Let's see. Yeah, no, bad velocity. So that's that. If you guys email Nepeto, support at Nepeto, and you mention just say tie gift or webinar gift, then you will get